Good morning. It is 6 a.m. right now, and let's talk about productivity and how to become more productive. Now, the real reason why I get up at 5 a.m. usually is to go to the gym. And the reason I go to the gym in the morning is because when you work out, you do fasted cardio and you work out on an empty stomach, it actually has a lot more effect on your body. I don't know a whole lot about that topic, but my personal trainer recommended it and I've been doing it, and honestly I feel great. The results are actually kicking in pretty hard. And I've been going to the gym for like 3 years, but I've just been going at random times, not much consistency, not a very good meal plan, but now I've been really consistent with waking up at 5. The other amazing thing about going to the gym at 5 in the morning is that you just get it out of the way. Say if you plan to go to the gym in the evening or whatever, or after you're done work, usually other things come up, like you gotta cook, or you gotta go out with your friends, or you gotta hang out with your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever it is, versus here at 5 a.m. your phone doesn't go off, there's no email, there's no text messages, because everybody's awake, asleep I mean. You're the only one awake. Yesterday I went to the gym at 5, I tried to get in, I couldn't get in because the card didn't work. For some reason it just like, it would like beep, but it wouldn't like open the door. And then this gentleman pulled up and I was like, oh great, this guy will let me in. And like, I guess I looked like a hoodlum yesterday because it was just like, I mean, it was 5 a.m. after all, and I was wearing like a hoodie and a hat, and I showed him my card and whatever. I was like, hey, do you mind like letting me in? And he like gave me the dirtiest look ever, like as if I'm trying to trick the system and not pay the monthly fee to go to the gym. And I'm like, really dude, come on, like over 30 bucks a month, people actually do that? Wow. Like the whole time I was working out after he let me in, he was just like constantly looking at me to make sure I'm not stealing any dumbbells to go home.
Do you remember? Look at all these suckers stuck in traffic.
And I'm already at work.
Day's good. Let's go. $33 goals and a bunch of I don't, like I don't overreact or I don't blame others. But the most important goal of them all, number 43. I don't ever give up. All right, actually, let's try this. I'm gonna throw this marker at the wall. Whichever goal it hits, I have to achieve today. Ready? I have a great attitude. Nothing affects me, and if it does, I get over it fast by thinking of positive things.
Okay, I can do that.
So in the previous vlogs, I've realized that the sound lacks on this GoPro, even though it's so much better than previous GoPros. It still lacks a little, especially when there's a lot of background noise and I'm trying to talk to the camera. So I've decided to upgrade that. So the current setup was just this GorillaPod. Actually, these lights are driving me nuts. Anyways, so the current setup was just this GorillaPod 3K kit with the ball head, and then this is just a factory GoPro cage. But I looked online, and basically to upgrade the sound on the GoPro, you need one of these things, which is a GoPro product. There it is. So the microphone adapter. It's 50 US or 70 Canadian from your local camera store. So you can actually get one of these cases from Amazon, made by Ulanzi. I think it was 20 bucks Canadian, free shipping. And what this does is actually, it gives you a little compartment here for that thing. And then also it has like a hot shoe mount or cold shoe mount, I guess, for a mic. And the mic I decided to go with for compact reasons is the Video Mic Row. Video Micro, I guess, from Rode. This is what the GoPro sounds like without the external mic plugged in. This is what it sounds like with the mic. Hopefully that's the difference. I don't know. You guys know this before I even know this, so. I just quickly went to the bathroom to show you the setup. So, it used to be just that before with the GoPro, right? Without this cable sticking out, but now with this mic, hopefully the sound is worth it. It does look like I'm looking at a GoPro with a hamster on top of it at all times. Productivity tip number 3, I guess it is, height adjustable desks. Because if you just sit all day and at the desk, you're actually more tired from just sitting all day in the same space. You become less productive, your brain becomes stale, I guess, or your mindset becomes kind of stale and kind of very content of where you are, and you like, I find myself procrastinating more and kind of getting off topic, and if I'm like working on my phone, I'll like check social media or whatever. Versus if every, say, half an hour you change it from sitting to standing, you have that little bit of a change, and then your brain kind of like readjusts and it's like, oh, what's going on? What's happening? And now you're like, oh, back to wanting to work, right? So then what I usually do is at least every half an hour, 45 minutes, a change from standing to sitting to standing to sitting. You can get these desks from IKEA. This is like the power one. They're a little more expensive. They're like $700, I think. But you can get ones that you just literally crank, you know, you're from the 90s, but you do save a lot of money. It's $200 or something like that, I think.
Now I'm on my way to Genesis for another content shoot with a really fun and a really good looking blue Genesis G70 Sport. If you watched our commercial, it's the same one that we used for the commercial for Genesis that was playing in theaters that we were super excited about. Beautiful G70 3.3 turbo I'm picking up right now. Such a beautiful car. So, must-haves for car photos, as mentioned before: screwdriver. Take the plates off. Yes, Mr. Johnson, please take me to IKEA. Man, the music is so fitting too.
Oh, hell yeah.
I feel good. Damn. Another tip for productivity is get a shuttle driver, because then you can work while you get driven around. Just kidding, I wish, but I think Jordan just wanted to drive today. That's why.
Yeah, I was itching.
He was itching to drive. He was like texting me different things like a 10-year-old of how to stay out later. But either way, so that's a good tip for productivity. You can afford it, but obviously I'm not at that level yet. But what I was actually going to say is drinking water, because let me just put this romantic music down a little. So drinking water is really important, because there's studies that show that when you feel thirsty, that's actually too late already, and then you start your body starts operating at about 70% energy kind of levels of what you could potentially have if you weren't thirsty. What water is also good for is that you basically flush out anything that's in the system that's bad for your body or whatever, obviously through using the washroom. Okay, so blue building, blue car, looks pretty wicked. Boom. See, and then you can get like a nice head-on shot. You can do a really nice three-quarter shot like this with the yellow. You can bump that contrast to the yellow, and then the blue will look super nice with the blue car. Now, notice how the plates look super ugly, make the front look ugly, right? So that's why you always bring a screwdriver with you. You take those off. Doesn't seem like a big deal, but this thing, even though it won't appear much in photos, it's the details that matter. Usually what we do is we either shut off the vehicle for some photos, or we leave the lights on, just the LEDs here, because it will make for a really nice photo. Just look at that, even like nice little wide angle shot like this. So you're my shuttle driver and personal cleaner. Okay. Yeah, it should look really good. Do I have a productivity tip here for you? We picked up the car at like 11, and I don't have another meeting or another commitment really until 3 today. So even though we have 4 hours to shoot, we don't need to take that long with this car to make content. So what you want to do is basically set a time limit on things that don't really have to have a time limit on them, because technically the dealership doesn't close till 5, so we don't have to bring it back until then or until when my next commitment is at. So we could technically take all the way till like 2:30 and then I run for the next meeting, but why? We could just return this, get all the content we need in like an hour, try to rush it, but still get quality content, hour and a half, return it, and then I can go and work at like, you know, Starbucks or whatever, back to the office before my next meeting, instead of taking longer than we should. So same thing with like, you can apply this to like groceries or whatever, or even shopping or whatever you're doing, anything that doesn't have to have a time commitment, set the time commitment, and then that's how you keep your days more productive. Jordan, let's go. That was a terrible toss. Sorry, Genesis. This floor is actually reinforced rubber. So it's got another location, really nice, with the 3 doors, the blue line at the top. Are you getting the blue at the top? Nice. You can get like a really nice head-on shot vertical with the blue, or you can get a nice wide with the 3 doors. Literally exactly a year ago, I'm pretty sure it was like mid-April, I did a photo shoot of the R8 right here. Another little point about productivity and increasing it, and this is obviously if you're kind of like a manager or a boss or whatever of a company or own a company, is delegation obviously helps with your own productivity. So delegating different tasks that you technically don't need to do to other people, to other employees. Just make sure that you're not asking employees to basically just do your job for you because you don't feel like it. Make sure you only ask employees to, or delegate
tasks that you don't want to do, or not that you don't want to do, but that you don't have to do, somebody else can do, and you can concentrate on something better. For example, I started with Prolex by shooting cars, and that's how the company started really, is by car photography. But now I got Jordan, I taught him everything I know, and he can shoot cars while I do this and do these vlogs and stories and whatever. And then sometimes Jordan just goes by himself on car shoots while I, you know, do office work or whatever, or I'm in a meeting or whatever it is. So now Jordan's picking up some pylons. Oh! So see, Jordan thinks about caption first before he even thinks of the photo. The caption is going to be, we're going to put pylon on each side, and the caption is going to be no more door dings. So like, that's pretty smart.
You can see the IKEA letters in the window.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Need a little help there, bud?
Well, I got it.
Okay, so what we're gonna do now is some panning shots of this beautiful G70. So Jordan's gonna stay here. I'm gonna drive by back and forth against those cool little what are they called? Loading docks. And with the blue car on the blue background, should look pretty cool. I'm gonna leave you guys right here. Jordan, what would you say your take is on productivity? Like, what's one way to improve productivity?
I have no idea. Like, I think keeping lists is a good idea.
Keeping lists.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can see, like, it used to be writing the list on paper because I liked having something tangible, even though we use an app that has it, like, scheduled for you. But if you can make a to-do list that's, like, right there, then you can, like...
Cross off. I think it's the satisfaction of crossing it off.
Crossing it off, yeah.
A lot of people, including myself, have a lot of tasks that you don't want to do, that seem dreadful, that seem massive, whether it's a 50-page essay, or for me, it's like starting a completely new project that's for, say, for Prolex or for one of my other businesses that's massive and just seems scary and or maybe not even scary, just overwhelming, and like there's a lot to do. And us as humans tend to just leave those projects to like put them on the back burner. But then we end up doing them last minute, or like, you know, way late and the opportunity passes, or whatever it is. So there's a way to kind of help with that, which will increase your productivity not only with big tasks, but also with small tasks. There's two names for it. One is called time blocking, or the second version is the Pomodoro method, or the Pomodoro Effect, I think it's called. I don't remember it exactly. But time blocking is 15-minute blocks. The Pomodoro Effect is the same thing as 25-minute blocks, but it's 25-minute blocks versus the time blocking is 15. I like to do 15-minute blocks, and what you do is basically you give yourself each task, you give yourself, like, say 15 minutes. So say rewriting your goals in the morning, for example, or say you need to answer emails first thing in the morning. You give yourself 15 minutes, and then you set a timer on your watch or on your phone or whatever. If you have a classic stopwatch or whatever, set a 15-minute timer, no second shorter, no more, and make sure that you work on those goals or on those emails for exactly 15 minutes, no more, no less. What I suggest you try to basically see how well my methods work is track your day and see how much work you get done. Literally just keep a time agenda of your whole day, tracking, okay, like this task, and then basically also track your time of how much you had off time, or time off, I guess, in the day, of not doing anything, checking your social media, bathroom breaks, eating, chatting with coworkers, water cooler conversation, whatever it is. Apply all of these methods, or these methods that are over here, wherever my editor is going to put them. Try applying them for one day, and then track your day as well compared to the previous day, and just see how much more effective you are. I mean, if you're not more effective, I'm sorry, I guess you tried. But believe me, 95% of you, it will increase your productivity. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was helpful, and I hope you've truly gained some useful information out of this that's going to help with your daily lives and increase your productivity. Please don't forget to like this video, share with your friends, share on your feed, as well as subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. I truly appreciate it.